For those that don't know, last week, Friday, Jay Flores did a panel discussion with Jason Votobek. All right, Jason Votobek is an internet storyteller that prides himself on exposing people that are out there lying about their cooperation status. The way he does this is by going on different platforms and regurgitating his story over and over and over again, and shits on everybody else. He convinces everybody that everybody else is a rat by constantly reminding you that he isn't one. They came on the show. He was excited. He wanted to talk to Jay. I want to talk to Jay. They got to talking. Well, he got to talking. It was a 4.5 hour stream, maybe. I'd give 3.5 of that to Jason. I stood out of the conversation because all the questions that I had lined up, they were answering naturally through their conversation. Respectful conversation. Jason Votobek had nothing negative to say about Jay Flores. On the contrary, he had nothing but good things to say about Jay Flores. Nothing but appreciation and privilege for Jay Flores. So they did the whole interview, and a couple of times people were in the chat talking about, he keeps cutting off Jay, or this guy's trying to have a ding-a-ling swing competition with Jay, or thinks that he's on the level with Jay. And there was a lot of comments like that in the live chat. No, I didn't pay him no mind. I didn't highlight them, none of that. I was trying to be respectful to our guest. Me staying out of it, me knowing certain characters, me being able to read people the way I read people, I kind of try to stay out the way, because when I don't stay out the way, shit like this happens. The best comment in the live chat that night was, and I forget who said it, and on season 5, I edited that live stream, didn't move nothing, didn't take nothing out. Same way I always do, just clean it up, clean up the extra words best as I can, and keep it moving, right? I released episode 1, did well, but the comments was going crazy on them. The comments followed up on what was happening in the live chat. Comments were like, yo, this guy's arrogant, just like Tony said right here. Jason sounded arrogant as fuck. He's interrupting Jay. He wants to relate. He wants to be on that level. This, that, and the other, right? I didn't egg on the conversation. I did what I always do. I hit the like button on everybody's comment. I hit the heart on everybody's comment. And I commented my salutes with my hundreds up. That's just me acknowledging that I see your message. I appreciate you. And we just keep the engagement going. I didn't get involved in shitting on him any more than they were shitting on him. I got in there, and then somebody said I could hear Jay rolling his eyes, and I thought that was hilarious. You can hear somebody rolling their eyes. So I said, you hear somebody rolling their eyes? But I didn't acknowledge the insult directed at dude. I didn't egg it on at all. And then your boy Jason showed up in the comment section and had the meltdown that I'd expect from an 11-year-old girl. A child. Now me, I talk shit in the comments. You come at me with a certain energy, I'm going to match your energy and give it back. But I'm going to take it out on you, the person that's talking that shit. Jason couldn't handle that. That was too much for Jason. His meltdown was too extreme. Well, now we're going to give him a reason to melt down. Right? He was very disrespectful, not only to the community, and I get it. It's comments, right? Comments, people talk shit. You want to defend yourself. He didn't defend himself against them. He took it upon himself to shit on somebody else. And it was the total opposite of what he was saying on this live stream. So I felt like we have to point that out, and we have to motherfucking make an example of that. Because you're not going to come up here and lie for 4.5 hours and then talk shit in the comments and then disappear into thin air. You had the opportunity to talk all that bullshit live, and you didn't. I was watching the live stream for a little bit, and I could tell Jason was going to talk his head off. I got off pretty quick. That guy was bad business over here. Huh? Here's the problem. That's the guy at the party that gives you the ear beating, right? Gives you the ear beating. He freestyles for you. He tell you all his war stories. He tell you all of that shit. That's the guy right there. But he don't see that in himself. He don't see that in himself. He's used to going on platforms, mind you. The guy just got on, straight got to talking to Jay, right? I don't even know if he said what's up to me. Got straight to talking to Jay. Cool. Handle your business. He's used to an interview. I don't want to interview motherfuckers, man. I don't. Why? Because y'all been on 30 other shows and told your story to everybody. And I've watched a couple of them, and I can see which gaps is which. Why? Because most of the story never changes, except for this little piece here and this little piece there. But they're so used to going and regurgitating this shit that they do it to everybody. At dinner, everybody. Tony Soprano said it best in The Sopranos. Remember when? The lowest form of conversation. You know what I'm saying? Miss me with the reminiscence. Shits on everyone, but did an interview with Johnny Mitchell. I'm sure he shits on everybody he does an interview with, because I know he had a fallout with Matthew Cox. With Matthew Cox, what you see is what you get. They say he's going to tell you what it is on camera, off camera, whatever. This guy talking about, Matthew Cox wasn't supposed to post this. Then shut the fuck up. Oh, he said he was going to redact this. That means you was talking too much. You talk too much. You don't know you talk too much. Oh, he was supposed to erase the La Barbie shit. He wasn't supposed to put that up there. Shut up. He instantaneously ended up coming at Jay Flores. If you ask me, Jay Flores was nothing but polite, nothing but inviting. He didn't have to answer your questions. Who are you? He don't have to fucking talk to you. He chose to talk to you because he felt like you were somebody doing what he's trying to do, is tell people that it's not sweet. You, sir, you're just a bunch of words. You've learned nothing. Prison didn't teach you shit. And let's get it straight. Just because you went to prison don't mean you tough. Prison don't mean shit. Jason Votobek won't be the first sucker that talks too much that's come out of prison. That don't mean shit. We don't care.
We do not care.
We do not care. Shut up.
Shut up, bitch.
Shout out Marcellus Beasley. He said, we know Jay and Peter are the real deal. This dude's trying too hard to compete with legend. Now, if y'all remember, on the live stream, he did everything but call them legends. Might have done that. We'll see when we get to the video. And he lost his shit. Look at his stupid face. Look, he's proud of his stupid mugshot. All right, you look like a sucker when you went to jail. You look like a sucker now that you lying on the internet. Legends. I didn't know we classify people that cooperate and take everything down as legends anymore. Oh, I forgot we're in 2026. Everybody's fake, including you. Numero uno. Owen Hansen gets more respect out of me than you do. Fuck you.
We do not care.
I didn't know legends had to hide. I didn't know legends couldn't show their face. I didn't know legends take down everybody. That just tells me what type of person you are. Mind you, this guy just shit on Jason. This guy. He didn't say nothing too crazy. This dude is trying hard to compete with legends. That's it. Dude went crazy. Started shitting on the twins. That's like somebody from your grandmother's church starts fucking with your girl, and then you blame your grandmother. What are we talking about? Are you stupid? This is a stupid man. The fact that he would come in here and disrespect me on my platform and then beg for me to put him back on is crazy. I asked 2 questions before he flipped out on me. 2 logical questions. The first one was, sounds like you shooting at the twins for what the comments have to say. Jay actually spoke on how disappointed he was that the commenters were coming at you like that. The next live stream that we did, which was Wednesday, right? The next live stream we did, which was Wednesday, Upper Echelon came on and said out of his mouth, or in the text, out of his Twitter fingers, he said, I'm kind of disappointed at how the comments are coming at him. But you know what I know? There's bullshit commenters out there, right? There's people out there that don't have the information and run their mouth. Then there's the people that soak it all up and they see what they see. And what they saw was Jason Votobek's skirt. That's what they saw. They saw his skirt. They saw his insecurity. They saw his emptiness. They saw his virtue signaling. They saw all of that. They called him on it. And he cried like a bitch. And he started pointing the finger at everybody else. Jason fucked up, shy on them veggie energy. I got that veggie energy. I'm on your ass, punk. Because you thought I was just some pushover that you could talk to like that. Nah. I've seen a million yous. You not unique, Jason Votobek. We seen suckers like you throughout time. We see a million of y'all. Shout out Kenny. Like I said, Jay took the high road. Jay was having a conversation and Votobek was campaigning. The same thing he does on every show, campaign. Believe y'all gotta believe me, y'all. I didn't tell, I didn't snitch, I stood tall, I stood on business. Talk like a grown man. What grown man walks around, a guy that stood on business? Shut your ass up, man. You talk like a child. Want people to benefit from your experience? Nah, you act like a child. You act like you didn't learn shit in prison. like a sucker. Shout out Kenny. I made it clear you don't put up with shit and you see through the bullshit. Even somebody who walks around all day long, because that's what Jason Votobek does, walks around all day long telling people about, I'm not your regular white boy. I don't take no shit. Shut up.
Shut up, bitch.
So that was the first question I asked him, right? At this point, by the time I asked this question, he was already on the loose. He was on the loose all over the comments, talking all kind of bullshit. But it was all about J and P and the wives. All of it. Why didn't you say that on the live stream? Because you're a cuck. That's why. Because you're a punk. That's why. You punked out. You wanted your nut hugging to be, received thoroughly. Well, then you should learn how to disguise it. But you can't see yourself in the mirror. You John Cena in the mirror. You can't see yourself. Fuck out of here. I'm supposed to respect you? I don't got no respect for you. Coward shit. And he had every chance to say that shit on the stream. Nah. Shaw's a real one, sees BS and calls the BS. And shout out Judy. And I'm not sitting around just trying to do it. But if I see something, and then it makes me go, I'm not going to lie about it. And today, I'm going to call a bunch of bullshit. Shout out James Scott. Jay was being genuine and the other dude was quietly pushing an agenda. You could tell dude was trying hard. Shout out James Scott. He was measuring himself up against the Twins. These type of comments made him melt down. And rather than keep holding up their nuts, he let go and started talking shit about them instead of talking shit about the commenters because he's pussy. Amen to that. Keep talking your shit. He stood 10 toes down. Shut up. You can't judge anyone till you walk a mile in their shoes. He's a joker. He ain't done shit. I don't believe the Haitians. I don't believe none of that shit. He talk like he's Steven Seagal and Marked for Death. Shout out Gahard. He's the type of guy you got to smack to shut up. And I'm sure he's been smacked over it. Every time Jay would go to answer something, he would cut him right off to talk over him. Jay was cool, calm, and collective. Dude was all talk. There's a difference between men and suckers. He's a sucker. These are the worst type of people. He could have said all he had to say to Jay, but he waited till others' opinions affected him. He's empty. He got nothing inside, okay? He moves like a little girl, all right? Like a dramatic little girl. I like how he tried asking Jay how much money he was making, and Jay didn't answer the question. Jay smart. And not only that, asking him about what prisons he was at. Those are questions that other people have asked that Jay haven't answered. Everything he asked them, there was only 2 questions. And I'd say 1, because even the jail question, he answered other jails. Only 1 question he didn't answer. This fool was talking shit about him about not answering questions in the comments. He's a very stupid man. Yo, I love that we're having this discussion. Dude had me tweaking with his questions, responses, etc. I just didn't want to be a douchebag. And my chat is respectful. My chat is we're nice to the extent. Even the usual suspects by the end of the live stream were like, coño, man, ya no puedo. And I get it. People try, for the sake of me, for the sake of my channel going and my engagement, people want good things to happen around here. But man, if it's bullshit, call out the bullshit, please. You know, when I speak of there's never enough evidence for a fool, he's the person that I'm speaking of. He is the quintessential anonymous commenter. He's no different than all these empty dudes in their drawers in their mother's basement talking shit on the internet. He's no different. He kept asking about 50 Cent. All on 50 cents. No, because I know those people too. Listen, bro, with your character, nothing you do will succeed. With your character, nothing you do will succeed. So go, and it looks like you got a beef and end up trying to sue everybody that you fuck with. Everybody. It ain't them. It's you. You the hoe in that equation. It's you. He was starstruck, trying to get stories in to act like he had money. Facts. Trying to relate. And that's something that P keeps saying, that these interviewers, they're trying to relate. You're not going to relate to those guys. He had the nerve to jump in my TikTok this morning. He's been in my DMs. He's a lying cuck, bro. He was in my DMs talking about with your low IG followers. Are you a 12-year-old girl, bro? His brain wears pink panties. I don't get it. I feel sorry for Jay having to listen to this bullshit. I could hear him rolling his eyes. That shit's hilarious. Guy might be worse than the Owen dude. Absolutely. 110 times worse. Owen could be Jason Votobek's boss. All I did was laugh at dude's joke. No mames. You heard his eyes rolling. All right, cool. This guy said, Jason, with his stupid mugshot, let me show everybody my mugshot so they know I went to jail. I'm tough. Shut up, bitch. Give a fuck about your mugshot. Your comb over. I've never seen a bunch of rats in the comments idolizing rats. And I'm looking at this. This is one of my second questions. I'm looking at this like, what a He had 4.5 hours to call dude a rat. And all he did was tell him about how, but you're not like them, Jay. You're not like them. That's all he did for 4.5 hours. You guys are amazing. And I said, why didn't you call him a rat on the show? Simple question, right? Logical question, right? Why didn't you call him a rat on the show? That would have made for some good television to see Jay respond to that, huh? Why didn't you call him a rat on the show? Because you didn't have the balls. You were tough in jail. You just a soft emotional hoe on the internet. Why didn't you call him a rat on the show? He said, I wasn't there for that, right? Now tell me, you guys see little kids argue. Tell me this ain't, or toxic girlfriends or boyfriends. Tell me this isn't some child shit right here. I wasn't there for that. And he told everyone he was the biggest one. Fuck what he's talking about, bitch. Why didn't you say it? Oh, he told everybody he was the biggest one. I wasn't there for that. What were you there for? To be a coward? To be a coward? To pull back on your beliefs? Your stupid fucking code? Your code is dumb. You're not a smart guy, bro. You think you're smarter than you are. And I said, forget what he said. So you weren't there for that, but you're here for it now. I said, I see. Simple. That was it. He lost his mind on me. That's where he started disrespecting me. And then if you know me, you know. Once you disrespect me, scorched earth, motherfucker. You didn't say shit about the followers. You just shit on the twins. Did you miss that? Maybe you should read that again. He said, trust me, I did. And they're trashing me over the twins. So I needed to remind them who they are comparing me to. Why you didn't remind Jay? You should have told Jay, you don't even have the right to speak to me because you're a rat. I'm a stand-on business kind of guy. But no, you a rat. You a rat outside. You one of those fucking dirtbag rats eating out the trash and shit. You one of those. Why didn't you tell him what you had to say? Trashing me over the twins, so I needed to remind them who they're comparing me to. There's no comparison. You're a peon. You were always a peon. We don't have to believe your fucking stories. So his logic, his stupid logic is they shit on me over them, so I'm going to shit on them. What? Anybody that idolizes them, we already know what's happening personally. Everybody likes fake. Nice seeing you liking everything. Now this is a little girl right here. This is a little girl right here, a child. This is a toxic girlfriend. I've had them. This is, I'm sure, a toxic boyfriend too. I see you hitting the like button on the things that they say to me. Wah, you little bitch. I see you hitting the like button. I see you hitting the like button when the internet says mean things to me. Wah. Shut your stupid ass up, man. Be a man. Yeah, nice seeing you liking everything. What, are you my bitch? Huh? You my girlfriend worried about where I'm hitting the like button on my platform? It's called engagement, stupid. If you did it on your channel, you might have more than 3 people over there. Everybody was talking shit about me too. Wah! Shut your bitch ass up, man.
Shut up, bitch.
And the only reason I'm calling him all these names because the motherfucker did this. Once you do this to me, fuck you. This is the type of communication he has with everybody. He only has a certain amount of words and a certain amount of sentences in his head that work, and it all has to do with the Haitians, and it has to do with this destroyed my daughter. This didn't destroy nobody. You did. You did. He just wants to repeat and regurgitate the same shit. It ain't even about snitching at this point. It ain't even about cooperation at this point. It's about he's a weak ass half a man. His brain, it wears bra and panties. I told him stop crying because the internet's mean to you. You've created a safe place for yourself where you delete comments. I like every comment. It's called engagement. Genius, get some therapy about your internet problem. Bet. This is where he went left. I asked him 2 questions. Why are you shooting at them? Why didn't you call him a rat on the show? And he told me, why don't you tell everybody that you have knee pads just for Jay? Now you done fucked up. Now you're my bitch. So I said, you talking to me? I said, have I been rude to you? You moving like the hoe that the comments are calling you. You should just get off the internet. You soft and emotional. And then he started shitting on the wives. Oh, because the wives this, the wives that. Just a bunch of pussy shit that he didn't say when he had the chance to say it.
How we doing, Jay, man? It's a privilege, bro. It's a privilege, bro. It's a privilege, bro.
Sound like it was a privilege to me, bro. I didn't hear none of that shit from the comments about how they hoes and rats and this and dirty that. To me, that shit sound like a privilege.
Privilege, bro. It's a privilege, bro. It's a privilege, bro.
Bitch, shut the fuck.
Shut up, bitch.
We ain't trying to hear none of that shit.
Because a lot of people's stories just fall apart. They're bullshit. And that's what I loved about yours.
Your story's bullshit.
Bullshit.
And that's what I loved about yours.
And that's what I loved about your story, guys. Loved it. Loved it enough to come on here and talk to you for 36 hours.
Damn, dude, him and Peter are straight up. Damn, dude, him and Peter are straight up. Damn, dude, him and Peter are straight up.
Wait, did you guys think that he thought that Peter and Jay was straight up? I think that's what he thought, bro. That's what he said, right? With his mouth. Thing with his Twitter fingers, he said another.
A lot of people can call bullshit, but how many people in the United States can actually talk about meeting and eating at the table of the heads of the cartels?
Not you, bitch. It seemed to upset you a little bit.
They label you as the rat, the enemy of public.
They label you. He didn't say me. He didn't say I label you as a rat. He did what he does all the time. He pushes it off on somebody else. They. Who the fuck is they, dog? They is you, right? Ain't you the Rat King? Huh? That's Theo's shit, right? He did. You know, that Theo got better hair. You know what I'm saying? But the Rat King, why didn't you say I label y'all rats?
They label you as the rat, the enemy, public enemy number one. Am I correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
What has every one of those guys that labeled you that done since then?
Isn't that him making excuses for Jay? When Jay refuses excuses for himself, isn't that him making excuses? But I thought you was hardcore on this snitch stuff. Huh? Nah, you got a little wiggle room in there. We see it, Ginger Snap. We see you got a little wiggle room going on. They label you a rat. But they did the same thing. So it's okay for you, right? Meanwhile, the next day you melted down like a little girl in the comments. It took like 5 comments to destroy you. Just treat you like their bitch. They did you dirty.
He had to be a cold person, because when I met him, dude, he was the most laid back, God forgiving, crazy. I'm like, there is no way this dude's a killer.
No,
Now, he's talking about LaBarbie. He asked before this, how many bodies? They say 250, blah, 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 blah. He said, well, he was so calm and collective. You would never think it was like that. And with this guy, you would never think it was like that.
But he was always like that.
And Jay said he was always like that.
Even back
Really?
in Mexico. Yeah, he was laid back. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys are, you know? Even there's killers like that here in the U.S., right?
I already know, dude. But
I already know. If you already knew, then why'd you just say that? You just said you didn't believe he was that kind of killer because he was calm and relaxed. And Jay said the real killers are calm and relaxed. I already know. And look, you see that look off to the right? That's that insecure, fuck, he got me. He doing an interview from the closet. He lives in the closet because I think he was gay for the stay. He liked to talk so much jail shit. I think he left a boyfriend in there or something. Shy, I apologize to you, bro. He tricked us. I should have known. I already knew. I knew his character. He's not unique. We've seen a million of him. I just thought he would hold his water. But we see he couldn't hold his water. No matter what he stuffs up there, he's still leaking.
These guys.
laid back, God forgiving, crazy. I'm like, there is no way this dude's a killer.
No, Jay, but he was always like that. Even back in
Really?
Mexico. Yeah, he was laid back. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys are, you know?
Really?
Even there's killers like that here in the U.S., right?
I already know, dude. The killers in prison are using the most common ones.
I already know, dude. He said a lot of dirty. He said a whole bunch of homoerotic tendency shit to me in the comments yesterday.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And there's no coming back from that. It's fuck you, punk.
I really want people to understand the consequences doing what you did and what I did on a small level. And what I did on a small level. And what I did on a small level.
You couldn't just say what you did and what I did. Your insecurity, your little nuts are so hidden in your abdomen that you couldn't just not classify that and just say what you did and what I did on such a smaller level.
Because the difference between me and you is I'm not a gangster. I love your quote. You can only be a gangster or a hustler or a gangster.
The difference between me and you is I'm not a gangster. I love your quote. Now you're quoting these guys that you was calling rats in the comments a mere 48 hours later after this video dropped. And you're quoting them now, right? But you just said the difference between me and you is I'm not a gangster. Well, Jay said he's not a gangster. See, you contradict yourself.
How in the world did you get so big without the feds being on you?
Get off his nuts.
Shut up, bitch.
Well, the
Um,
thing is that you say it the best. He had a middleman and I didn't.
Another quote? You quoting rats again? Huh? I thought there was rats in the comments. And I still can't get past, how could you be so stupid as to do a show with somebody, and because everybody else says something, you get mad at the person you did this.
Random motherfucker in the chat.
I still can't get past that.
I get tired of these guys going out here making these young kids like rappers. So you know why?
Let's get it clear right now. This guy does not give a fuck about kids. He cares about how many people hear his bullshit story. He cares about having a Lifetime movie made after him.
I get tired of these guys going out here making these young kids like rappers. So you know why I got in the drug gang? So I'm a clean cut white boy, right? I don't have no.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch.
Let me tell you something. It got real when I went to trial on a life sentence. And if anybody don't believe me, go look up my paperwork. Both my trials were life sentences. They wanted to give me, and I refused to cooperate. And my story's different than yours, and that's why I was going to come on and talk to you about that. Because Tosh 69 says it the best. I'm not.
Who the fuck is Tosh 69?
Because Tosh 69 says it the best. I'm not going to be loyal to people that wasn't loyal to me.
This is Mr. No Snitch telling you that there's an exception, and that if they would have done him dirty, he would have done it. That's what he's telling you right there.
And you fall under that same category.
you know what? What I don't like to do is make excuses, right?
No, but Ginger Snaps loves to make excuses. He made excuses all night about why he was talking shit about somebody that wasn't shitting on him. All this nut hugging to go talk shit later.
Look,
Yeah, but it's not excuses, Jay.
Yeah, look,
yeah, but it's
I
not
get-
excuses, Jay.
yeah, look,
yeah, but it's
I
not
get-
excuses, Jay.
Yeah,
I want
did
people
know
to
that you're
understand the
trespassing.
game.
You're
Understand the
trespassing.
game.
You're
Understand the
trespassing.
game.
What game? What do you understand about the game? Commenters broke you into 1,000 pieces yesterday, bro. Had you in the fetal position, telling your girl how you don't deserve this and how the internet was being mean to me.
What I don't like to do is make excuses, right? Look,
Yeah, but it's
I
not
did-
excuses, Jay.
Yeah,
I want
did
people
know
to
that
understand
you're
the game.
trespassing. I
Yeah, because I never
seen-
read nothing of y'all doing anything violent. But didn't he come to you to get his necklace back? Yeah, but that just goes to show you who had the streets. Who had the streets. Who had the streets.
Who had the streets, huh? It just goes to show you who had the streets. Sounds like he was all positive notes until somebody said something mean to him in the comments.
I talked to some big people in prison about y'all, and let me tell you something. I was told that y'all were some of the most protected kids in the United States. The most protected.
You spoke that as facts. You taking all of that back now? All of them tears? He got female traits, all of them. Not just female traits, like toxic female traits. All these narcissists and sociopaths, a bunch of dorks.
The most protected. Every cartel is fighting over you. This is coming.
You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like to me like he came in like a wrecking ball.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Swinging. All right? He was swinging for 4.5 hours.
Every cartel is fighting over you. This is coming straight from cartel people I did time with when we got to talking about it. And they were like, listen, at the time, they were untouchable. Anybody, anything, at any time would have been taken care of because y'all are such an asset. That goes to tell me, when I started following your story and getting into it, I was so intrigued in prison. I'm like, dude, how the fuck did these young kids make it to the top?
Man,
Because
that
I kept
sounds-
doing time with people.
Sounds like you wanted to study them. All these good things you had to say. What made you crash out in the comments and call them rats? Why were you a coward? Why didn't you call Jay Flores a rat while he was on the line with you for fucking 4 hours? Why didn't you do that? Because you're a coward.
That's the part that I wanted to come see, Jay. The reason why I've never done a piece on you, and I tell people all the time, I don't target people, right? It comes to me because they're full of shit.
I didn't target you. You came to me because you was full of shit. And now you become the content. But this is it. And let me make it clear early. By the end of last night, he was saying, get me back on the show. I'll say it.
No, mommy's wait.
Dudes like him talk too much. Sounded like emotional roller coaster. He is an emotional roller coaster. Soft and pudgy in the middle. You poke him in the gut. That's what it sounded like his voice.
Jay, the reason why I've never done a piece on you, and I tell people all the time, I don't target people, right? It comes to me because they're full of shit. Like the Owen Hansen, I went hard on him because I actually had personal Like everybody answers me in the DMs. Jake 1090, everybody answers me when I
Who the fuck is Jake 1090 and Tosh 69? Huh?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
like everybody answers me in the DMs.
You hear that? Everybody answers me in the DMs. You know what that means? And he's talking about Jake 1090. For those that don't know who 1090 Jake is, 1090 Jake is a YouTuber that he breaks down people's paperwork and sometimes exposes people. But this dork, and he's come at Jake before because they say, oh, Jake told too. But this dork, he just said, I be in their DMs. He's like a bitch, man. He's like a toxic woman, man. He's in the DMs. He tried to lie on me yesterday. He was in my DMs after he was talking mad shit in the comments, and he said, that's as tough as his Pillsbury fucking face gets right there. Look at him. That's what that picture sounds like. He was in the DMs talking about, man, they loved your boys over there, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you acting like a hoe in the comments over something a commenter said. He goes back to the comments and says, Shy, why don't you tell them you were all in my inbox talking different? I told him, show them. Tell them what I said. I dare you. He won't do that. Why? Because I call you a hoe in the comments. I call you a hoe right here. I call you a hoe in your fucking DMs. You's a hoe. But you just showed me who you are, that you're willing to lie about all kind of shit. You just one of those snaky motherfuckers, man. The jig is up. As far as I'm concerned, whoever watched this gonna know it. You can't be making content and be soft. Fetal position. Cagao. Crying.
Jake 1090, everybody answers.
He's all in their DMs. He's happy they answer him. They all answer me because of my story.
Shut up, bitch.
Shut your fucking mouth!
These kids and people out here need to know how
You don't give a shit about the kids. Stop it.
real it is. You need to quit giving them false hope and be like, bro, I'm out here, woo, woo, woo.
False hope. You came and told a 4.5 hour lie. You think you're credible? Credibility in the shitter, papas. Nobody has to listen to what you have to say. You can't tell a 4.5 hour lie and then walk that shit back in the comments. Nah, go make a video and apologize to me. Apologize to Jay for being such a hoe. Fuck is wrong with you? Stupid or something?
These kids and people out here need to know how real it is. You need to quit giving them false hope and be like, bro, I'm out here, woo, 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 I'm a gangster. Woo, 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 I'm a gangster. Woo, 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 I'm a gangster. I did this and that. I love when your wife says, like, hey, babe, he was making more money than you were, and starts laughing at you. And I was like,
To me, that was low-key hate. That was low-key hate right there. Not only was it low-key hate, it was envy and jealousy at the same time.
woo, I'm a gangster. I did this and that. I love when your wife says, like, hey, babe, he was making more money than you were, and starts laughing at you. And I was like, holy shit, I need that piece.
Holy shit, I need that piece so bad. Said it in front of his girl. And knows that if his girl made a joke to him like that, he'd jump up out the bed and tell her the whole story all over again. About the Haitians and the Colombians. The whole thing. He don't have that kind of peace that Jay got. He don't have the kind of peace they got in their relationship to have those conversations. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Listen to what he just said.
Did this and that. I love when your wife says, like, hey, babe, he was making more money than you were, and starts laughing at you. And I was like, holy shit, I need that piece so bad. I want to do it because here you are, 10 times bigger than anybody, and your wife is clowning you because this kid that's moving like maybe a couple hundred is making more than somebody that moves 70 tons. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you know what?
Sound like he want dude's life. He want to be able to tell Jay's stories.
Shit about him. I just did something really big in New York.
I just did something really big in New York. His insecurity shines. He just couldn't say, I just did something in New York. I'm not saying you can't say you do big things, but there's a time for that shit. This guy puts that shit like a disclaimer on every word that he has to say. You know, even though I did it, but not as big as you guys. But, I was doing something big in New York. Oh, you're doing this? They invited me to do that. Man, shut
up, bitch.
Everywhere I go, everybody talks shit about him. I just did.
He's talking about Owen Hansen. Everybody talks shit about him. I'm willing to bet that everybody talks shit about Jason Votobek too because of his character, who he is, how he is.
Nobody talks good about him. He rubs everybody wrong.
So do you. Stop rubbing everybody, punk.
He's very cocky. I got into it with his boy. I did a podcast that Big Ed heard. His boy walks in, and I'm like,
War stories all day long. Fucking war story. I got into it with his boy. I said the police is here. Ha 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 ha. He's one of those guys that think he can say what he want. He ain't been around enough motherfuckers that'll slap his face off. I'm sure he wasn't moving in the capacity he's telling y'all he was moving.
his boy walks in, and I'm like, oh shit, the police is in here. Because these dudes are going around talking crazy, and he wanted to act like he's putting stuff down, like he was going to run up on me. And I was just like, "What? Like, bro, your boy's a rat, dude. Like, fuck you. I don't like people that lie. I don't like people that lie. I don't like people that lie.
Stop it, bro.
If you're straight up with me, I don't care. But I can't stand being around fake people that are lying and putting false shit out there.
That would be you, Brody. That's you. What you just described is you. His brain is covered in pink lace panties, man. He should just shut the fuck up. Go do your little I didn't snitch videos. Watch your mouth.
I didn't want my reason why I didn't tell my reason why I didn't tell my reason why I didn't tell.
He got reasons for not telling. If things would have worked out differently, he's telling you he would have told.
And it's so funny about how your wife is like, oh baby, he had 6 bodyguards and this and that. Woo. Listen, I would go to Cali, Colombia, and I would fly in, and 2 vehicles would pick me up with one guard in each one of them, bulletproof vehicles. Okay, and the only reason why the guards were in the vehicles is because of kidnappings, nothing else. Because when the 2 sons were in the vehicles, they had to be protected.
Kidnappings, nothing else. The 2 sons. This is him responding to Jay about the conversation about Owen Hansen saying that he had 6 bodyguards. He said, well, the only time I had bodyguards was when we had the 2 kids with us, and that was just for kidnappings. But watch this.
All times because of kidnappings. That's the only reason why, nothing else. We had guards everywhere we went just because they were protecting us from the gangs in the streets, from kidnappings, because we were gringos.
I thought it was about the 2 kids. Now it's kidnappings in the street because you guys are gringos? That's the only reason you have. There's more than one. So there's more than one only reason? Weak men are the problem. He is absolutely one. An emotional marshmallow. Soft in the middle. If you can't take internet comments, you need to retire from this. Push on.
When I hear these stories, I also feel like I have a duty to be like, look, man, don't believe this shit. Because my brother always says that, he doesn't like that when
Jay,
I
that's
talk.
why I call you, dude, you're the only one that can speak on it. You and Peter, dude,
They're the only ones that can speak on it. So maybe you should shut the fuck up. Maybe you're talking too much.
never heard nobody ever break anything down like you two do. I swear to you, when you two talk, it's like something I've never seen before. How you sell it and how real you sound. And I try, and I'm, people are like, oh, you're trying to blow him. No, I'm not, dude.
Definitely was trying to blow him. I don't know how, if you was trying. You was handling your business, though. You came in like a wrecking ball for real, boy.
I came in like a
Now you mad.
But at the end of the day, it's like, I lived it. I've been there. I've been kidnapped in another country. I've been shot at. I've been chased. My girl is right here. She'll tell you.
We don't need her to tell us. You told us 356 times, man.
No, mommy's wait.
Yeah, but didn't they all cooperate on you too?
The saying goes, right? In federal prison, there's those who told, those who wish to told, right?
Yeah, but I never wish I told. That's the thing about it.
He said, I didn't feel like that, Jay.
I'm one of the few that...
Shut the fuck up.
What it did to my family and what it did to my daughter...
And stop that. Miss me with the virtue signaling. Miss me with the, watch this. I'm going to catch him with this hook right here.
I'm one of the few that... What it did to my family and what it did to my daughter...
What's it, bro? Your decisions? What your decisions did? It didn't do shit. You did it. It was you, bro.
They never put me in a bad situation. They didn't put hits on my head like the cartels did you by saying you got to pick. I don't know if I'm right, but from what I understood is they pretty much, when the war broke out, they told you had to pick. If not, you were going to get...
So he's saying that his guys didn't do him dirty, and that's why he didn't talk. But if they would have put him in the position the twins were in, he would. Why? Because he's not judging them for it. Here. Then he goes and judges them in the comments. Your credibility is shit. You're a liar. You're a grifter. You're a scam artist, a fraud. It is what it is. And you're all the other things I called you. You're emotional, bro. The comments broke you.
Barbie was cooperating. So I'm going to give you a little thing because Matt Cox leaked it. It was off the record conversation.
Of course, it was an off the record conversation. You have yet to come to the conclusion that you talk too much. You just yapping all the time, and you want to blame Matthew Cox.
It was not supposed to be in there. And the reason why is because, you know, there's certain things about federal prison, you know, you just don't whatever. And so
Isn't this him snitching on Barbie right now? He's talking about how Barbie was setting people up doing deals on a phone in the feds. Is he snitching right now? That's what it sounds like.
Barbie was cooperating. So I'm going to give you a little thing because Matt Cox leaked it. It was off the record conversation. It was not supposed to be in there. And the reason why is because, you know, there's certain things about federal prison, you know, you just don't whatever. And so Barbie had 2 cell phones in prison, were in Atlanta USP. And he was making deals and setting people up from a prison
You're talking
cell.
like an informant.
Like straight up. Like, I'm not bullshitting. Pretty much working and cooperating. He kept telling everybody, I'll be home in this many years. I'll be home. I'm going home. I'm going home. Literally ask your celly, which is me, hey, give me an address and I'll ship as much as you want, 500.
Boy, it sounds like you. I could just imagine you under the light. I could imagine you under the light in the interrogation room. Like a movie. And just sweating and fucking talking. Because you just can't shut the fuck up, man. You couldn't just shut the fuck up last night. Let commenters be commenters. And then if you're going to attack the commenters, attack them. Don't jump on the host that invited you somewhere. You bad company for all the pussy reasons. If this was an audition to play an informant in a movie, this guy got the job.
Down, they don't touch him. And it ended up coming out later that he was setting people up. Like he was making steal drug deals from a prison cell, setting people up. How he was doing it, I don't know. But you don't get that kind of freedom where you just sit in there and move drugs around without the feds knowing.
Shit, sound like you knew everything. Maybe the feds did know. This is Jay speaking about how when the ultimatum in Mexico was given to them during the war between the Beltran Leyvas and the Chapos and the Mayos, the ultimatum was given that they had to give up their friends. And he said that he couldn't do that.
No, I agree with that. And I understand that. And that's why
part of their cooperation was that they didn't want to kill their friends. He said, I agree with that. So under other circumstances, he would have done it. He got wiggle room. His shit is not as solid as he tells you it is.
Listen, Jay,
let me say what I'm going to say now.
No, I agree with that. And I understand that. And that's why Jay, I wanted to come on to explain people there's not levels of cooperation. But 6ix9ine, I call him the gatekeeper of the rappers because they all
Yeah, fuck what you call him. Say his first name. You can't say it?
bashed him, right? But at the end of the day, you can't commit crimes with somebody and then when they go to prison, when everybody gets locked up, put a hit on him before he cooperates, go fuck his old lady, and then turn around and shoot his mom's house up and expect him to, what? Be loyal? Like, come on, bro.
What he's telling you is if the people he was working for had put him in that position, he would have told on them.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. And then the dude is out here running the streets, dogging them out, blasting everybody, and nobody's doing nothing to him. So it just goes to show people where the power is ended at in, like, retaliation. Like, nobody's even tried to take him out.
Shut up, bitch.
The guys that dealt with you, the guys I did, it blew my mind how well they spoke about you. And they told me the demeanor about you because you're the one in the streets dealing with everybody, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, that was me.
But it sounds like you were asking a lot of questions, bien presentado in jail. Asking a lot of questions. Sounds like you've been nut hugging them for years. You was carrying their nuts while you was in jail still. It's crazy. Your mind was preoccupied. You do all this lying for 4.5 hours, or were you lying in the comments? Which one was it? One of you's a liar. Both of you's a hoe, but one of you's a liar. Either the one in the comments or the one right here. Which one is which?
I was on the streets.
You're the one that they were talking about. I don't ever remember them talking about Peter, your brother, but they would talk about you. And when they would talk about you, they talked about you like some stand-up dude.
Yeah, that was just a whole nother nut-hugging conversation that he denies in the comments. He said he wants to come back on so he could tell Jay what he really wanted to say. Jay deboed him, basically. Yeah, I shut up when he tell me to shut up. But when he leave, I be talking again.
Shut your fucking mouth.
I tell people all the time, it was
That's when you know there's a story coming. I tell people all the time, stop telling people shit. How about shutting the fuck up, man?
first it was the money, then it turned into the lifestyle. That shit will grab anybody. And once it got so big, and next thing you know, I'm getting drug in a car by the Haitians. And then
Shut the
was
fuck
it worth
up.
it? I just had a daughter. So then we did 100, then we did another 100, and then we were going to start bumping up to like 500 plus kilos at a time. And, but here we go again. I got out of it, and I became one of the biggest pill mill guys in the United States, and they wanted to put me away for life for it. And,
Jesus, that boy does not shut his
Shut your
fucking
fucking
mouth.
mouth!
God damn.
You dealt with the twins too, right? In Florida.
yes, George. Yeah, Chris and Jeff George ones that started my whole case. I put a gun to Chris's head, or Derek Nolan. Actually, it goes on Matt Cox. I put a gun to his head.
Ooh, you ain't shoot shit, huh? If she shows you a little leg, did you fuck? I pulled my gun on him. You ain't shoot shit. He called your bluff. He must have not known your chat or the Ill Avengers. They could talk some crap. Indeed, and he don't know me. He didn't have to know the comments. All he had to do was stay out of them. You made your appearance. For every one person that says you're a piece of shit, there's probably some douchebag out there that relates with you. What I know for sure is you can't relate with a kingpin like Jay, but you tried. I didn't even judge you for it. You came in here being disrespectful, calling me a girl, calling me all kind of shit. Now you're my bitch. I've seen way tougher than you. Plenty.
We started trafficking in '98.
How much money do you think you made over the whole time?
Nosy, police ass question.
What do you mean? Were you bringing it around to LA a submergible?
What the fuck is a submergible?
A submergible? Like a sub thing? Oh,
No,
into
what I'm
America? What
average.
would you be your cost once you got it across?
Boy, he looked like every cop I've ever seen on an interrogation video. Shout out Upper Echelon, bro. We from the Shy. Pulling a gun and not using it is like you didn't do anything. Why speak about it? It's nothing to be talked about.
What would you be your cost once you got it across? Before you got it, say you got it to Mexico.
God damn, boy, he nosy as fuck. Boy, sound like the police. He wanted attention, and now he's getting it, Patricia.
I was between 8,000 and 9,000 is where I was at. And
Yeah.
Look, he loved to have something he could say he had in common with Jay, the price. Look, he lit up, got up out of his seat.
I was between 8,000 and 9,000 is where I was at. And
Yeah.
I wasn't doing on the level as you, but
His insecurities, they continue to scream. Guess what Jay knows for sure? That you weren't on the same level as him. But you repeat that insecurity as much as you repeat that you stood on business and you never told. Yo, he looked like he was having a good time, didn't he? He looked like he was having a good time having that conversation with the guy that he called a rat, that he didn't call a rat on this live stream.
A lot of these drug traffickers or so-called drug traffickers out there, they were not as big as my girl, just to think about that.
so
this,
God damn, you just made a bunch of people look like a little bitch.
But-
No. Let's get that one right. He made nobody look like a bitch. He made you feel like one.
How is the money counting situation going when you're counting that kind of money? Hundreds of millions.
me and my brother never counted our own money, so I don't know. We just collected it.
What do you mean?
Right.
How you know it was on point?
We have workers, We have
Yeah, but how do you
workers.
trust them? That's my problem.
You can't relate.
Shut your fucking mouth!
Shut your fucking mouth. If we have such low IQs and still were able to see his BS, what IQ would Mr. Jason have? No. We could double that up. Not only did everybody see through his bullshit, and that showed his IQ, but then instead of talking shit to them, he talked shit about the guy that was gracious and welcoming to him, who he held up like Atlas, swinging off his nuts like this right here.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
He came at that guy. That shows his IQ. And there's never enough evidence to convince him of it.
Well, I've seen all the houses. I seen the big houses you paid or you had. So apparently you had to pay them somehow.
That's a pocket watcher. He's seen the big houses that they had. Where you see the houses? I ain't see the houses. I don't do that much research on them. Maybe you the one that want to have the podcast with them. Maybe you that much rat, right? That's what you call me for having a podcast with them?
So
Let's take it a step further.
Please fucking don't. Your step further is a couple thousand miles through a desert.
so
Let's take it a step further. And this is what I explain people, and this is why I get into talking and people bring me on and stuff, is because I explain to people I wasn't on your level, but I did.
He did it again. He did it again. He did it again.
No mommy's wake.
Guess what? Jay don't got no doubt in his mind that you're not on his level. But you, that shit eats you up inside. Got your insides all crazy and shit.
I wasn't on your level, but I did have ties at the top. I did meet big families of the Cali cartel. I did move stuff from Bahamas. I did do a lot of stuff. I worked my way to the top of the biggest pill mills, the Sackler family with Purdue and all that stuff. But I will tell you one thing.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up,
Dude,
bitch.
I would have watched my daughter grow up, not in pictures and visits, but actual in life, and I'd be worth millions of dollars.
Man, you sound like you got a lot of regrets. But but that's the thing, Jay. I never wanted to snitch. And guess what? You did 10 years, bro. You couldn't bounce back from 10 years and accomplish all the things you say you want to accomplish. That's what he want. He want to be a celebrity. He want to tell this bullshit lifetime story to everybody and get everybody in their feelings. Eh. He want to blame everybody else, talk about how everybody else did this and did that. Fuck out of here.
You know how many people owe me money?
so
Ah.
so
They owe you money because you're a Vic. They owe you money because you ain't as tough as you thought you were.
I mean, I don't know what prison. What prison did you go to?
I
Jay never answers this question to nobody. This is the only question that Jay didn't answer, and he answered it because he told him MCC New York, MCC Chicago, and a couple of other ones. Jay handled it the same way he handles it all the time.
I mean, I don't know what prison. What prison did you go to?
I was in a few different prisons around the
I
city.
know
Yeah.
you were the two special ones. There's two of them.
I
One in
did do my
Arizona.
time. Yeah. No, there's more.
He's that guy that wants to know the secret and wants to know something about. He just wants to have. He's so empty. He just needs something. I gotta know a thing. I gotta be able to go. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the other one. Shut the fuck.
Shut your fucking mouth!
I was in a few different prisons around the
I
city.
know you were the two special ones. There's two of them.
I
One
did
in
do my
Arizona.
time. Yeah. No, there's more than that. But I did do my time in. I did MCC Chicago. I did MCC New
And
York.
that's another thing that breaks his little weak heart. Whenever Jay corrects him, oh God, that just rips at that fucking tiny pea in his chest. It just flexes his slinky spine and shit. Whenever Jay corrects him,
You were the two special ones. There's two of them.
I
One in
did do my
Arizona.
time. Yeah. No, there's more than that. But I did do my time in. I did MCC Chicago. I did MCC New York, and then a few different federal prisons. You know.
So the thing is with me is I know you can't talk about it. I just wanted to see if you went to a normal one.
I know you can't talk about it. Then why you asking, stupid? Cause you a slithering snake, bro. You know he can't talk about it, right? Or he will not talk about it. But you wanna push that line.
MCC New York, and then a few different federal prisons. You know.
So the thing is with me is I know you can't talk about it. I just wanted to see if you went to a normal one. The reason why I say this is that I did a lot of time in the shoe.
Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up.
My paperwork was good.
My paperwork was good. That shit. He should tattoo that shit on his forehead. My paperwork is good. Shout out Spartan. Exactly, Shot. Those are my favorite parts. Like when Jay corrected him about being able to walk any Fed yard. Yeah, he hates that. But you want to talk shit to me. You want to tell me how stupid I am. You want to tell me how I'm a sucker, how I'm a pushover. You just a soulless ginger, man. And not all gingers are soulless. Just empty motherfuckers like you, bro.
But I will tell you this.
I will tell you this. Whenever he says I will tell you this, look, I go, that's it. You're in trouble.
I will tell you that. Yeah, but let's go back and take it a step further. So
Oh, no.
I was well respected between all the gangs. Okay, my paperwork was good, and a lot of the heads would bring me in the rooms and like feed, and like I'd hang out with them. They'd give me a drink, and you never tell them no because I didn't drink. So you don't ever say no to one of the heads, right? You always go have a drink or two with them. You get talking to
I don't know. I'm pretty good at it. No.
them, the people get jealous. But I had this old Muslim guy. I'll never forget. My girl left me. I ain't got to see my daughter. My world's falling apart. I'm about, I don't know, 5 years in, and just my whole world is falling apart. I'm walking with my head down everywhere, dude. I'm just like, man, this.
You was walking with your head down yesterday. Head down, looking at the phone, typing away and shit. Thunder thumbs. Like a big goofy. Just a big goofy.
Sucks, dude. I'll never forget. He was one of the most like racist Muslim black dudes that.
Was he racist? Are you? Because you said the black guys ain't loyal. You said in episode 3, wait till we get to episode 3, that's where he talks about all his good Aryan Brotherhood friends.
Was on the compound. And he walks up and he puts his hand on my shoulder and he says, he told me, he says, don't ever let another man see you hold your head down like that. Pick that fucking thing up and walk like a man.
I don't believe that story. I believe he saw this shit in the Clint Eastwood movie or some shit. Would this escape from Alcatraz? I don't believe it. He just got to have a story for the story.
That was on the compound. And he walks up and he puts his hand on my shoulder and he says, he told me, he says, don't ever let another man see you hold your head down like that. Pick that fucking thing up and walk like a man. And I looked at him and I seen who it was and he just kept walking. And I was like, damn, dude. And let me tell you something, dude. That moves me. That changed my whole everything. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I can't show weakness in here. I need to hold my head up. I need to be a man. I need to move on. Don't.
It was too late. You can't show weakness in there. You showed weakness to a bunch of people with anonymous accounts and made up names. You showed weakness to them. You think they didn't see your skirt when you was walking around with your head down? They already saw it. Here another Owen. Owen's his boss. I respect Owen more than I respect Jason Votobek.
Don't let nothing like this hold you down. Life is going to go on. You're going to live. You're not going to die. And it took a...
This is what these guys be thinking. They think Jay is responding to them over what they said. Jay's been saying the same thing. He's been saying it on this channel for years. He said, I wasn't playing that no crying shit in jail. I was telling motherfuckers, man, everybody knows they crying here. Stop fucking hiding it. Stop acting like it's not the place to do it. You're going to go through shit. He wasn't saying that because of your story, because somebody told you to get your little soft-ass head up and everything was going to be all right. He didn't just come with the contrarian story just to go against you, but you're that kind of person that if somebody isn't agreeing with you, they are in direct conflict with you because you's a hoe. And that's how hoes move. Whether it's a rich hoe, a poor hoe, a powerful hoe, or a not so powerful hoe. A hoe's a hoe. And they're going to act accordingly. And you did. Congratulations, you played yourself. Hold that emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
And that's it.
It took this guy that, like, I thought hated all white people to the fullest come up to me and tell me that when my own people didn't.
How many of your guys weren't sad, will lock themselves in the room and be like, in the cell, and be like, I need a moment. You get me? What did you think they're doing in
every
there?
one of them.
Everyone. That was my
Every
point.
one of
To
them.
be like, look, all of you guys are going to go in the cell and start crying like little bitches.
See,
That's what hurt him right there. But Jay has said that exact line on this channel many times. But you know how when the guys in the comments, they come in and I say something a little too aggressive, they've never spoken in the comments before, and they come in there and be like, you ain't tough. And it's like, oh, I ruffled your inner bitch. I got your inner bitch fired up. That's him. Because Jay said, you're crying in the cell like a bitch. He wasn't talking about him. He said that shit before on this channel. He's not, this isn't a tailor-made answer for you. This is an answer he's given before. You're not smart enough to see those things because you're constantly in that snake mode. You know what I mean? Snake don't sleep.
I don't take it as like the
Moment. You get me? What did you think they're doing in there?
every one of them.
Everyone. That was my
Every
point.
one of
To be
them.
like, look, all of you guys are going to go in the cell and start crying like little bitches.
See, I don't take it as like the gangster part, Jay. See,
Yeah, I don't take it like the gangster part, Jay. It's okay for me to pick my head up.
my thing is like you can't like these guys when they would see me have my head down for a couple of days at a time, they knew something was going on. They had enough respect to come over to me and tell me like, man, pick your fucking head up. You're gonna.
They had no respect for you. They knew you was emotional. You were emotional there. You were emotional now. You were emotional in the comments last night. In the inbox, you were emotional everywhere. Bien putita.
Make it. Like, don't let something crash you out. Don't let something.
You let nothing crash you out yesterday. You melted over nothing. Crying and shit. Lying. You did everything in one fell swoop. This whole 4 hours, you nut hugged them, and it was all a lie. And then you go out. But which one was the lie? Because again, you was a hoe in both, in the comments and on screen. Which one was lying though?
Drag you down. Like, life moves on. You got to pick your head up and you got to go.
Man, I thought he was gonna start singing Tupac and shit. Keep your head up, ooh, child. Why is this? What is this guy crying about, bro? And this shit, man.
And the lifers and the killers that I was around, they gave the best advice of just like, hey man, like, yeah, it's all right to like go through your grievance, but bro, like, end of the day, you still got to pick your head up, move on. Don't let it crush you, because a lot of guys would crash out and do
Bro, you got crushed last night and you crashed out. Today you feeling it.
dumb shit. I got in a lot of fights and stuff because I didn't take orders very well,
You got into a lot of fights because you're an asshole.
and I've held my own. That's why you notice nobody comes in my comments in any of my videos and calls me bullshit, and I can't.
You know why nobody goes in his comments and calls him bullshit? Because he deletes the comments that call him bullshit.
You notice nobody comes in my comments in any of my videos and calls me bullshit, and I can't control what people say on Johnny Mitchell's and Matthew Cox and all them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't control what happens over here either. That's why yesterday you was crying like a bitch.
Emotional, damn it.
You was real tenderfoot. Shy. The internet's being mean to me. The internet's being mean to me, Shy. I saw you. Yo, P, he said, I saw you hitting the like button. What are you, a fucking 15-year-old girl, bro? Get off of TikTok, bitch. All that tough shit, man. Fuck out of here.
Because I try to be who I am, and everybody will tell you.
I don't try to be who I am. I'm who the fuck I am.
You notice nobody comes in my comments.
No, we noticed that you ain't got no negative comments, but when you go on anybody else's channel, everybody sees right through you and shit. You a piece of fucking Reynolds rap, papas.
Because I try to be who I am, and everybody will tell you. In prison, I was a prankster. I fucked with everybody.
You hear that? To me, that's sucker shit. I was a prankster. That sounds like a cop-out. You were a jagoff. You were a dickhead. You're that guy. But you only pushed as far as pushback.
Because I try to be who I am, and everybody will tell you. In prison, I was a prankster. I fucked with everybody because I wanted to laugh. That's all I wanted to do.
You're not going to laugh at my expense. You're not. It's not funny.
wanted to laugh. I done dumbass shit in there, dude, to the point.
Yeah, you're just an asshole. You made a name for it. Prankster. Internet prankster, jail prankster, on the street prankster, don't matter.
Point where you're not allowed to play with people too much because you don't know what kind of day they're having. I didn't really give a shit because I actually had did that one day to somebody that I was pretty close with and he wanted to fight me. And I'm like, bro, I'm not fighting you. I fucked up, pushed.
Now you're not fighting him? He want to fight you, now you're not fighting him? He finds a way to make all his sucker shit a W for him. I'm a prankster, not a dickhead. I made you mad. I'm not going to fight you.
Your buttons because I didn't realize you were having a bad day. I'm not going to let you crash out. People are like,
No, you didn't give a fuck if he was having a bad day. You didn't care.
I mean, that's you a bitch. I'm like, I'm not a bitch. He's my boy. He had a bad day. I'm not doing that to him.
Oh, now you're not gonna let him crash out and beat your ass? That's your W? I'm not gonna do that to him. How about you leave him the fuck alone? How about you go mind your business? How about you get your mouth shut for a little while? You ain't shut the fuck up in the last 30 years. Just shut up. Get out the comments. You're not built for even comments. And I'm supposed to think that you built for anything else? You crumbled. And you hold yourself in such high regard. Man, hop up off your own little baby nuts.
I want to ask you a question. How did you know that the feds were on you at the beginning?
How did you know we were on you, Jay?
We were trained, they were following us around,
That's crazy. So you were able to stay ahead of them, moving that kind of stuff while they're following you.
And you weren't.
We were trained, they were following us around,
That's crazy. So you were able to stay ahead of them, moving that kind of stuff while they're following you. My girl will tell you, she's sitting right here. She'll tell you. So the DEA agents on my case talk to me all the time. They bump into me.
Oh yeah, they talk to you all the time, and then they bump into him. So wait, if the logic is Shy's a rat because he talks to cooperators, he said he hang out with a lot of DEA agents, and then he said I just bump into him from time to time. You hanging out with all these DEA agents? I don't know, man. Strange.
Kind of stuff while they're following you. My girl will tell you, she's sitting right here. She'll tell you. So
And why she gotta tell us, bro? She don't believe you. She just gotta keep up with the shit. She looked at you strange last night. She was like, wow, this guy's emotionally fucking crumbling under the pressure of the comment section on a little 13K page.
Emotional, damn it.
I think it was a good decision because what better way to show people how stupid they are? No. Yeah, this is it right here. This is it. I'm not lying on nobody. I'm only as disrespectful as he was to me. I think this presentation is grade A, all right? If you got a company or a corporation, you need me to do your PowerPoint presentation, holla at your boy. My girl will tell you, she's sitting right here. She got to vouch for him, man, because he don't believe his own bullshit. You know what I mean?
my girl will tell you, she's sitting right here. She'll tell you. So the DEA agents on my case talk to me all the time. They bump into me. One of them knows my family real well.
Oh, one of them knows the family real well. How often do you guys go golf?
And for the longest time, I didn't know. I had a lot of law enforcement on payroll. And it's not a secret. FBI's been to me multiple times trying to get me to flip on them, and I refused to. The DEA's tried to hire me since I've been home.
Oh, man, they've been trying to recruit you. I wonder if they got you. And we just don't know it. I don't know. I don't think you're smart enough to pull something like that off. Because we're already looking at you like you blew your cover.
Come and help them with all the logistics stuff's down this way, but I got other stuff going on in life, and I don't want that in my resume.
No, you don't want this on your resume, Papa. That your credibility is in a fucking bathroom.
Put him in a fucking bedroom.
This what you don't want on your resume.
I just don't trust them in the long run.
Yeah, well, me and my brother didn't need any cops on our payroll or anything like that. We just stood out the.
Again, this is something Jay said on this channel. This guy think he's just being a contrarian just for that. And maybe Jay is at this point, he probably is, right? But it ain't no different than what he said on this channel before. Now, I ain't need to pay no fucking cops, man. I just kept my head down. Crushed him again. Spartan, did you hear him? He got crushed inside. This is what he sounded like.
The DEA's tried to hire me since I've been home to come and help them with all of the.
Damn, who the fuck is he? Jason Bourne? This guy thinks he's Jason Bourne? You a smuggler and a pill fucking mill that got caught. Shut up. You got led by a bunch of fucking addicts and goofballs. They led you right to where you was at. Tricked you off the street.
Have they said anything to you about any incidents where you're like, damn, they were close?
We thought they were close, but once we sat down, they're like, damn, they weren't close, you know?
No, they wouldn't. Same thing here.
You can't relate. Same thing here. They weren't close. Same thing. Same thing, Jay. Same thing as me. Me and you, same thing, Jay.
What was somebody like when you most remember like money making routes? Like one of the ones that was just absolutely.
What was your cash cow, Jay? Would it be maybe the hub, the center of the country, the second city, the best city in the world? What do you think? Maybe that's their biggest route?
Hell yeah. So you do like speaking stuff with people these days?
Right now, I do law enforcement consulting. I do a lot of keynotes. I do universities, prisons. I'm just breaking into doing some corporate speaking about like leadership.
Yeah,
but I do
got
a lot.
Shut up talking, Jay. Let me tell you about who invited me where. Jay should have answered the opposite of what he know to see how Jason would have answered. Jason should have had some balls and said everything he said in the comments last night to Jay on this live stream. Or otherwise, Jason should have shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah,
but
I got invited on the international money laundering board. They wanted me to come speak over in Europe.
We do not care.
Oh yeah. So I do.
Jay said, oh yeah? What do you want, a response out of that? What's with the long pause? You want some recognition for that shit? We got to play it again?
Our wife are still on probation for, they got charged for money laundering, but really they just got charged for spending money. That's it.
He brought the wives into it last night. The wives weren't even on the show, bro. That just shows what kind of hoe you are.
The last thing you ever want to see is your kids without a mom because they decided to go
Jay,
on fucking
so
vacation.
to touch on that, I got out of the dope game.
Jay, we know you made a good point for the people, right? We know you made a good point for people to learn from. And you said the last thing you want, and you used your experience and said the last thing you want, you getting pulled over at the airport and your family's trying to go on vacation and they lock up your mom or some shit, you know? But a message to the people. Last thing this guy, hold on, let me tell you my story. I gotta tell you my story now. Fuck those people. Listen, let me tell you about me.
I got out of the dope game for the sole purpose because my daughter was born and shit was getting real, right? How many people walk away from a multi-million-dollar operation?
Another thing that Jay has said on the channel. This is not a specific answer given to him because of what he's saying. He asked a question. Jay has given us this answer before when we have asked them who gave up the life at the top, and they said me and my brother. I ain't never seen nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Jay crushes him again with this one.
How many people walk away from a multi-million-dollar operation and just walk away because they have a new kid? And
I didn't know that your story was like that, but me and Shai talk about it all the time. The only other person I knew that did it was my brother.
so I walked away. So if you
Emotional, damn it.
hear my story, I just got connected with the Colombians, the head of the Cali cartel. And the Zopound, like on Gangland, the Zopound.
Fucking Zopa.
So the Haitians are trying to take me.
Jesus.
Shut up, bitch.
And it was written for the Sackler family to push their products like a drug kingpin because they lobbied Congress and they had, as well as I know, and you're probably going to argue with me, the CIA and the government controls a lot about what the drug people do.
We getting conspiracy theories now?
Shut up, bitch.
So Mike Dilks, the one that I do the podcast stuff with that went on Ian Beck talking about my case, talking about how I was a huge drug trafficker.
He loved when somebody say he was a huge drug trafficker so he could repeat that they said he was a huge drug trafficker. But maybe dude didn't even say that he was a huge drug trafficker. But this guy's insecurities and his chest is so shallow that he needs to remind himself that he was a big drug trafficker. Was almost the head of the Cali cartel. Bro ran the Haitians in Florida. He ran from them.
Run.
They tried to snatch him up.
He's a multitask agent, worked for the DEA, the
Now, let me
podcast
ask you
stuff with that went.
He talking about doing a podcast with a cop. He said that I do a podcast with cooperators. I'm a rat. So then you a cop, bro, and you been looking that way. I stood on business. I never snitched.
He's a multitask agent, worked for the DEA and all this stuff. I do a podcast called me and him are teaming up together. Next agent on my case. It's going to be called The Pig and the Plug.
The pig and the plug, huh? I wonder which one is which. Which one's the pig? Which one's the plug?
It's going to be called The Pig and the Plug. I do a lot of work with law enforcement now because I don't want kids to go down the road.
You don't give a fuck about kids. You give a fuck about you telling your story and how you look telling it and that everybody likes you. But when the internet is mean to me, I cry like a little hoe and disrespect people that I don't fucking know.
That I went down. Okay. I don't cooperate. I don't do it. So I don't tell people, but I want.
He's saying he's willing to work with the cops. He said he's willing to snitch if the people he's snitching on betrayed him. He said it through this whole thing. We covered it.
Okay. I don't cooperate. I don't do it. So I don't tell.
I don't cooperate. How many times you gonna fucking repeat it, bro? You just said you would. He mad because the comments saw his skirt. And the comments told the truth. The comments didn't only see that skirt. We seen up that skirt. Tiene toto. We all the way. He showed it. Once everybody saw it, he lifted it up. Both sides. Shout out Ish. Motherfuckers shouldn't read comments. It's bad for you. It broke them.
Emotional, damn it.
But I want people to understand. I want to give my side of the story with the cops. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never had a problem with cops. I get along with them.
Yeah, I could tell.
Majority of the cops that gave me information, I didn't have to pay. They liked me so much
Oh, he didn't even. He said he had cops on the payroll. Now he said he didn't have to pay because they liked him so much they gave him information. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Shut up.
Majority of the cops that gave me information, I didn't have to pay. They liked me so much that they would give me intel
No, mom.
No, mommy's wake.
just because they liked who I was.
Because they liked who I was. I'm convinced nobody's ever liked who you were.
The culture, they like the bullshit. They like to
Don't
hear.
honor. They don't honor. Why do you think I was so attracted to his page, dude? I was like, holy fuck.
Oh, you was attracted to my page? It's a strange word to use.
Why do you think I was so attracted to his page, dude? I was like, holy fuck, dude. And then when I started following you and your brother's shit, I was like, dude, I told my girl, I said, I don't think I've ever heard two people talk so truthful. And I said, I believe almost, I'm like, it doesn't sound like bullshit.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
That right there is a real image of Jason Votobek swinging from the Twins' nuts merely hours before he went in the comments, shit all over them, shit all over me, and thought he was going to get out of this shit scot-free. No mames, pendejo. Credibility out the window. Can't call him a rap, but he'll type it. That's what I'm saying. He's tough in the comments. He's pussy on camera. You know, so I'm supposed to believe you was tough in jail? I'm supposed to believe you a badass?
The game is set for us to lose because we're not supposed to win.
Jay, you have to go to prison. People, see, here's the problem of it is you have to go to prison.
Nah, stupid. You don't have to go to prison. You don't have to learn your lesson by going to prison. They have to learn from your dumbass decisions. They don't have to go to prison. Your dumbass had to go to prison. Fuck is wrong with you? Stupid? Well, I mean, we know the answer to that. Jay said the game is set up for us to lose. He said you got to go to jail to know that. That guy liked jail. He liked it.
Jay, you have to go to prison. People, see, here's the problem of it is you have to go to prison to see that most 99% of the time. You know one question nobody asked me? Who was loyal to me? I went.
Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares.
We do not care.
Nobody gives a fuck. Who was loyal to me? He always wants somebody to point the fucking finger at. The Twins don't do that. The Twins ain't pointed a finger, not even at Chapo and Mayo. You know what I mean? My brother Shy's a monster that could do this forever. I could do this forever. Watch your fucking mouth. Jason Votobek. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch. Shut your fucking mouth.
Watch how you talk to people. All you did was go to jail, bro. You don't shake shit nowhere else but in your household. That's where you got power. You don't got power nowhere else. Not in my comments, not in my chat, not in my DMs, not over me in physical fucking person. He's trying to convince himself just as much as he's trying to convince you.
How fast did you get big?
I got big the first deal I made.
You see what I'm saying, though? That's what I'm getting. Mine was timing. I ended up getting plugged in with a Mexican dude that...
Jesus Christ.
Our message is the same. We just went two different routes.
Absolutely, but you know
That's
what?
why I pray.
Maybe y'all went two different routes. Maybe you went the same route. Last night he said in the comments, you can't compare me to them. They did this, and this, and this. You just compared you to him, stupid. You could have just not listened to the comments and let the content do its thing. It got a lot of views. You'd have been all right. You want to talk like a bitch.
That's why I praise you, though, Jay.
Oh,
you
you
and Peter.
praise him? What a huele bicho.
You know
That's
what?
why I praise you, though, Jay. You and Peter. That's why I wanted to come on, and that's why I wanted to talk to you, because I told my girl, I was like, damn, dude, I'm like...
You told your girl because she's the only one that'll listen to your stupid ass.
You know the difference between them? I said, they're not out here lying like fucking, what?
Like you? They're not out here lying like you? We don't have proof that Owen Hansen lied, right? We just have our hunch. We have proof that you lied. I just laid it out. You lied on this 4.5 hour stream, and then you went in the comments and you told the truth. Or you lied in the comments and you told the truth on this screen right here. Either way, both people. The one that was on the screen, the one in the comments, two hoes. Dos putita. Have we gone in depth to check this paperwork? No. But Chapo proved to us he ain't got to be on the paperwork. But maybe it's something we should get into, Velez. What do you think? Shout out Zoraida. Yes, Shy. She's the only one who believes this be a story. She probably don't even believe it. She just deals with it. She had to deal with his breakdown. You seen him say, I wish I could have that piece. I wish my girl could tell me I was a scrub. and me not get up and tell her about the Haitians trying to kidnap me and the Colombians that I blew and this guy who I pulled the gun out on and he called my bluff. That's supposed to be tough? That ain't tough. Shut your bitch ass up, man.
Shut up, bitch.
Get the fuck out of here.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Sounds like he's the one that needs knee pads. Sounds like he wore every pair of knee pads out that he's ever had.
Them and glorifying it. I'm like, dude, these boys, I feel like every word comes out of their mouth is just like straight up real shit. And I said, and I love the fact that
damn, boy, you gripping all kind of nuts right there. Ain't everything you say sound like some real shit. Everything. It's all real shit. It's real shit until the comments break me into a bunch of tiny little fucking pink pieces.
People need to realize, like, what I went through. And, dude, I just got my daughter back in my life, Jay. Like, a lot of people don't know, dude. I went with 6 years not seeing my daughter. 7 years not speaking to my daughter and seeing her. 7 fucking years.
If I didn't see my daughter in 7 years, I know it's 7 years. Wouldn't think it's 6.
Jay. 7 years because of this.
Man,
destroyed her.
7 years. He keeps saying 7 years because of this or it. 7 years because of you. You went to jail. She didn't go to jail. You did the shit.
7 years not speaking to my daughter and seeing her. 7 fucking years, Jay. 7 years because of this. Destroyed her.
Go ahead, keep repeating it with a pause so that he can fucking say, "Oh, it's horrible for you, bro. You want me to hug you? Want me to give you a nice little?"
Shut up, bitch. Shut your fucking mouth.
You've been exposed, bro. You a lying sack of shit.
I'm gonna tell you, you know what? Fighting for your family, for your kids. That's the fight that you should be proud of. That's what.
Yeah, that is the fight he should be proud of. He's not. He's proud of the fight he did last night that he lost in the comments to strangers because he's a cuck.
Oh, we're gonna get old one day, right? And we can't buy back time. That's for sure.
Can't. But I went 7 years not seeing my daughter one time. Or
God damn, dog. What the fuck? Jesus Christ.
talking to her, dude, and I'll tell you, you want to talk about an angry person? You want to talk about somebody who didn't care if they died? I mean, like, it was tense. Like, you couldn't say one word about her, and I'd lose it.
Yeah, because you're an emotional fucking baby. You ain't got no cool. You ain't never had no cool. You've been the same jerk off since you was born.
I was with my girl for 16 years, 16 to 32, and she left because somebody I was close to me and grew up with me since I was 5 years old.
We do
got her
not
on
care.
drugs.
We do not care. We do not care.
This guy wants to sell his Lifetime movie over here. We don't give a fuck. Miss me with the tears. My girlfriend did this and this and this. Guess what? The twins, their wives held them the fuck down.
I was with my girl for 16 years, 16 to
We do not
32,
care.
and she left because somebody I was close to me and grew up with me since I was 5 years old and got her on drugs.
We do not care.
Yeah, but hear me out on this, Jay. Though I might be wrong, but did
You're definitely wrong. A liar is always wrong.
they tell you had to choose, and if you made the wrong decision, that they were going to unalive
Yeah,
you?
you know what? Yes, they did. The reason why I don't emphasize that, you know what, Jason, because I don't try to use it as an excuse.
Yeah, but hold on though. But people need to know that in a way because it's
Hold on, Jay. It is an excuse. That's what you're telling him. He's telling you, Jay, if it was me and they told me I had to make a choice, I would have done the same thing you did. So then shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch.
What you calling him rats about and all of this shit? You was too cowardly to call it to him while he was talking to you. You're a coward.
like, bro, there was no out. You were running in Mexico because what? United States indicted you. They wanted you, right? So you were hiding in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
So you couldn't come back to America. You had multiple cartels talking about they're going to unalive you. Like, what the fuck did everybody want you to do? I don't cooperate.
What did everybody want you to do? I don't cooperate. I'm not saying I would do it. Yes, you are. That's exactly what you're saying, but you're too dumb to know this because there's never enough evidence for a fool.
I'm against it in a way.
In a way, I'm against it. There's other ways that I'm for it, but in a way, I'm against it.
No, mommy's weak.
What a dork.
Like, what the fuck did everybody want you to do? I don't cooperate. I'm against it in a way because I feel like we signed up for something. But I understand you can't go and put somebody in a corner and then expect them to be loyal to you.
Yeah, so if they cornered you, you a rat? Well, consider yourself cornered. What a hoe. Shai, if this coward's response to this video or comments, messages, will this be our locale in which we may continue the content? Yeah, I will continue to shit on him as long as I'm never going to play his content. All the content that I have, I'm going to shit on him with it. He's just going to watch his mouth, bro. Tuck your tail between your legs and watch your fucking mouth. Your whore mouth. There it is. You asked to be exposed and you've been exposed and your credibility is in the fucking dirt. We roasted a motherfucking pig. He was telling me I was worse than a girl. I told him to get some therapy about his internet problem. I'm worse than a girl. My old lady would say that. Yeah, your old lady probably says it all the time that you need therapy, you stupid bitch. You should probably listen to her, you stupid piece of shit. She should probably listen to me and fucking kick rocks. The more he talks, the more stupid and fake he sounds. He's a fool, Shy. Gracias for exposing his lies and not taking his crap. Fuck that dude. I told him, stop crying because the internet's mean to you. You created a safe place for yourself where you delete comments. I like every comment because he was crying that I liked the comments that were against him. What? It's my job to like the comments, you dumb fuck. I said, it's called engagement, genius. Get some therapy about your internet problems. He said, bro, you're worse than a fucking girl. No, it's called a man, bitch. And you called a soft, coward pussy whose girl can't even tell him to get therapy, who's constantly telling him to get therapy. Maybe she needs the therapy because she's over there with you. He called me a bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's been my bitch. You're my bitch, Jason Votobek. I own you right now. And I'm going to sell you off. So you talk like a child, a hurt one. You an entire bitch and your girl looking at you funny. And that's the truth. His girl looked at him funny last night for being an emotional hoe.
Emotional, damn it.
He's watching right now, just fuming, I imagine. Yeah. Crying. He's definitely watching. But what's he fuming about? Himself? All I did was put up a mirror to him. That's all I've been doing to motherfuckers my whole life. Boom. He said, you talk like my ex-bitch. You miss that hoe, don't you? He misses her, boy. I mean him. He misses him. His jail. He talking about his jail bitch. You want to talk about acting like a child, but you keep talking. He is on my channel telling me to stifle myself. Nobody on his channel saying nothing. I told him he was soft and emotional. He said, bro, do I need to post your comment where you go in after these people? He's always but he said it. He's like a little fucking kid, bro. You didn't grow up, Papa. They didn't raise you right. Your mom needs to hug you. Somebody needs to hug you. But I don't think nobody cares anymore because you're such a piece of shit. I think you've burnt all your bridges. I think you're out there by yourself, treading water. You need that therapy your girl been telling you to get, but you keep telling her to shut the fuck up. So he's telling me, he's trying to stifle me on my page. He called me a clown. You're just like, he keep referring to me like a girl. Like, you weird, bro. You like jail a little too much. But you never call me a girl in person. Because I'd slap the fucking ginger off your face. Why? Because you just don't disrespect men like that. And only people like you would say that they would do that. So that just lets me know that you're a coward. You know what else he told me last night in my DMs? It's all in the Discord. I got receipts. He told me, I know you not the type that went to jail or had anything in the streets that would have got you fucked up. And I told him to test that theory because his badge of honor is jail. You were somebody's bitch in jail. You have all the signs of it. I was your prankster. You was a pussy. Watch your fucking mouth. How dare you disrespect me? You would never do that shit to nobody. Not just me, to anybody. You wouldn't do that shit to anybody. And you do that on the internet. You couldn't even do it on a live stream. You didn't have the nuts to call Jay a rat on the live stream. So all this girl talk, I told him, you soft cupcake. You showed your skirt. They all saw it. You drowning in insecurity. Y'all saw that, right? I said, I go after the people that come at me, dummy. I don't use other people to get my half-ass point across like you did. All that gatekeeper talk and all that mamadas that he was doing to Jay, swinging like a motherfucking wrecking ball.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
All of that shit. All that gatekeeper talk you did. I said, you cringe watching yourself, don't you? I promise you. He cringes watching himself. He's not happy with who he is. And now he's mocking me. Hi guys, my name is Shy. I admire two of the... No, you said you praised them. You cocksucker. You said you praised them. We just saw it. My name is Shy. I admire two of the biggest rats. You praised them though, bitch. My career is built off of them. Bro, Papa, I've had 7 careers. Fuck around and find out. Do your Googles, bitch. I blow them. You're the one with the homoerotic tendencies. I trashed the two twins until they came in my life, and now I blow them. I trashed the circumstance and the truth, and guess what? I've watched those marathons, and I still agree with what I said. And guess what? So do they. Also, OG Wrench Holder, your boy Thanos, with the egregious picture he believed. Oh, my bad. Bro, get a life. Quit fucking messaging me. You're on my page, stupid bitch. I got way better pictures than a mugshot for me to put on my page, you dumb bitch. Don't forget, you got the twins to blow. I don't know what that means. And it's time for their blow job today, so you can go do another video counter by how much you got. I'm not even going to say that word, leaking down your face. What are you thinking about all day, you fucking homoerotic tendency punk bitch? I don't swing that way, so it's kind of assault you talking to me like that, you pussy. This guy's a bitch. How dare you speak to me like that? You would never tell me that in person. Never in your life. In jail, out of jail, at Disney World, at the fucking tow yard. You would never say that to me. Shout out Patricia. He's not a man. He's disrespectful, and everything he said to you, he is it. A man has respect. He is no man. He's fake. He's a fake ginger. Shy, keep up all you do. You're real. I appreciate you, Patricia. I'm never going to let a bitch like this talk to me like that. You have to see me. And he's a coward. He would never talk to a man like that. He wouldn't talk to Jay Flores like that. I said, nah, we saw through you. We, me, y'all, we saw through you. And it eats you up inside. And that's the truth. It shows you that you a hoe. And you hate it. But you'll never escape that feeling. So make friends with it. Go be a good father. Go be a good husband. And shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch!
Shut the fuck up. Go be a good father, a good husband, and shut the fuck up. You comb over ginger bitch. You got me. Tell everyone how you just DM me like a bitch acting different. Alright. I don't have no other promises except one thing. I promise you that the shy that you get every day is the shy in the comments, is the shy on the live stream, is the shy on the edited video, is the shy in the motherfucking comments, is the shy in the DMs, is the shy in the fucking streets, is the shy on the fucking moon. I don't give a fuck. I'm the same motherfucker every time, and I dare you. Well, let me show you all the DM, because I come in receipts. Tell everyone how you just DM'd me like a bitch. He called me a bitch. This coward. This pink panty wearing coward that couldn't call Jay Flores a rat to his motherfucking face on a live stream, who did it in the comments. All right, let's show you how different we was acting, ho. He said, I know the twins don't have, because I told him, oh, you coming at the twins. For what? They didn't do nothing to you. I know the twins don't have nothing to do with the guests. You mean the comments? You were the guest, stupid bitch. I know the twins don't have nothing to do with the guests, but damn, do they ride for them boys. Yeah, they rode for them. You know why? Because them boys were right, you stupid fuck. And you were wrong. You were wrong. You can't swallow that. You can only swallow dick. And I told him at 7:53 p.m., you acting like a hoe over some comments on the internet. Grow up, miss me with the tough shit, a.k.a. you not tough. Fuck you. You not tough. He told everybody that I came in acting different. I called you a hoe in the DMs. I called you a hoe in the comments. I'm calling you a hoe right now. Fuck you. How dare you talk to me like that? You fucking peon. You're nothing. You the fucking spineless piece of fucking wet shit on the floor. In my chat this morning, talking about, you got such low Instagram followers. Are you a 12-year-old girl, you punk bitch? Se le metió el diablo al compa Shai. He's been there. God got a piece, the devil got a piece, and the motherfucking I got a piece. Shout out Ish. She's going to call the Aryans now. Jason said they run Chicago too. Jason could eat a dick. Jason needs to keep telling his stories to his girl at the crib and shut the fuck up.
Shut up, bitch!
He said, I guess you're talking about the twins being a bitch, right? Because I know you ain't talking about me. I'm talking about you and everybody you love. You's a bitch. You. Your time on the internet is done. You couldn't hack it anyway. The comments crumbled you. Emotional fucking damage.
Emotional damage.
I guess you're talking about the twins being a bitch, right? Because I know you ain't talking about me. Definitely talking about you twice. Somebody stands on business? Shut up, bitch. You're not 12 years old. Somebody pulled like a little bitch, like the twins, your little boyfriend? But why you didn't tell him that when you spent 4 hours licking his nuts on the stream? Why didn't you tell him? Because you're a coward. That's why you didn't tell him. Takes a real man like me to stand on business. 2 times you're going to mention it in the same comment? You got a bunch of canned statements. You got a bunch of fucking soup cans in the back of your head with all the words that you've learned to say while you were in prison. You're dumb as fuck. You articulate like shit. You think you're the typical white boy. You're a jerk off. His friends wanted to bitch slap him. I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to let you get in trouble because you're mad at me.
Shut up, bitch. Shut your fucking mouth.
Takes a real man like me to stand on business when they do wrong and own up to it. You've owned up to nothing. Everything you said your daughter went through, you blamed it on it. You blamed it on them. You blamed it on this. It's all you, Papas. You did that shit. Own it. Own that shit. You did it. Well, he's done. His credibility's in the shitter. Been here 3.5 years. I didn't kill Luis Chaparro's credibility, though I think it's in the shitter. I didn't kill anybody's credibility. This guy's credibility, dead. As long as you keep having fake little bitch motherfuckers on your podcast, the only fake little bitch motherfucker I had on my podcast, Jason Votobek, a.k.a. Garganta. You're a fake bitch just like them. Just like who? The commenters that broke your heart and emotionally damaged you?
Emotional, damn it.
Huh? You're a fake bitch just like them. Didn't take me long to see it. Papa, I didn't even talk to you. I had you on my platform. I let Jay talk to you. Why? You're unworthy. You got me. Tell everyone you just DM me like a bitch acting different. I showed y'all what the DM was. And I told him, tell him what I said. I dare you. Shout out Patricia. He's a nobody. He's jealous about your integrity and your opinions. He's not worthy. He's a coward. Then he stopped talking tough shit to me by the end of the night. He was like, I rocked your boy to sleep. You'll see soon. You ain't talking tough no more. Go check your panties at the door. In the joint or on the street, he would never act as tough as he's acting over the internet. He was soft in jail. He's tough on the internet. Over the internet, phone banging like an old tweaker. He's definitely acting like an old tweaker. He's acting his hairline. And I've noticed that everybody that lies, when somebody DMs them and calls them a bitch, they always lie. I've seen this in a lot of rap beefs and internet beefs. They always lie and go back and say, go tell everybody how you was being weird in my comments and you changed your energy. I ain't changed my energy. I called you a hoe. Because you a hoe. Shout out Gerardo. Invite him on live. Let's see if he keeps the same energy. Gerardo, he begged to come back. He's unworthy. He lied for 4.5 hours. How much more time are we going to give him? He killed his credibility in one sit-down. One closeted sit-down. He ruined his credibility. How much more time? He's like, let me on. I'll tell him this time. I said, you didn't tell him none of this. You didn't call him a rat while I'll tell him now. Nah, bitch. That ain't how it works. Go on your podcast. Pussy. Go do that shit over there. You are unworthy of being over here. You're only here for me to shit on you. I can tell you haven't been a part of anything because in prison or the streets you would have gotten fucked up. You's a bitch. Miss me with the prison talk. You a coward in the world. And I told him you should test that theory. He said here, I guess you're talking about the twins being a bitch, right? Because I know you ain't talking about me. And I said, I'm definitely calling you the bitch. Congratulations, you just made yourself the content. And then shout out Sally Correa. We love Sally Correa around here. Sally Correa be all on my lips and shit. And I could appreciate a woman that want to talk about my lips, right? Salute to Sally Correa. She said, Jay got a lot of patience. Jay vales oro. He's worth gold. Why? Because she saw this guy giving Jay an ear beating. He was giving him an ear beating. And the Haitians and the Colombians and Cali and Escobar and my girlfriend and my daughter and my girl could tell you. And he was giving him an ear beating. And she said, Jay got a lot of patience. Vale oro. And what did he say? Patience for what? For cooperating against everyone while his wife was collecting and spending money that he's hiding from the government? Why you didn't tell him that though, pussy? Wife was collecting and spending money that he was hiding from the government? But he works with the feds, still cooperating, setting other people up? You sound more like a fed than he does. Make that make sense. To that tells me he wants his cake and his ice cream. Are you mad? You mad. We don't give a fuck.
We do not care.
We don't care. It just shows me the intelligence level of his followers and how weak-minded and how bad they want to follow somebody and look up to somebody. You said you praised him, bitch.
Shut up, bitch. Shut your fucking mouth.
You praised him. And I told him, you should have told him that, coward. You rambled for 3 hours, slobbing his knob and holding his nuts up. Why not tell him how you feel? Pussy. This guy is the biggest bitch that this channel has ever encountered. He wins the fucking trophy. Look, he talking all this homoerotic tendency shit. Did you wipe your mouth before you type that? You can't blow them any harder. You would never say that to a man. You're not man enough to say that to a man in person. Close enough to smack the red off the puss around your mouth. You're not man enough to do that. You don't exist. You're nothing. You're a nobody. And I ain't shit. You less than me. Shout out Pac. Bishop. I have video of you catching a face full. But you want to say all the weirdo shit to me? You miss your boyfriend in jail. That's why you talking like a bitch. You, sir, have been exposed. You're so smart, now I have a lot of great content to use. Okay? So did I. You stupid bitch. I had a lot of great content. I used it tonight for the last 6 hours. You know what you did? Nothing. Because you're done. It's a wrap for you. At this point, I don't need an excuse. Fuck dude. I think he snitched. I think he the police now. That's my thoughts. It's my feelings. He could be in his feelings, right?
Emotional, damn
He
it.
was all in his feelings last night. He had his fingers all in his feelings last night. He had his fingers all in his feelings last night, fiddling around. Punk bitch. Go get your engagement up, coward. Go explain to everybody how you gripped nuts and then took it back because the internet was mean to you. Never enough evidence for a fool. Oh, this is him talking about he want to come back. Baby, come back. You could put the blame on me. Shut up, bitch.
Shut up, bitch.
I said, you type too much. Shut up. He said, see, you don't realize I sleepwalked your fucking asses in there to get good content. You're the content. The joke's on you, mama huevo. You didn't got no content on us. There's nothing you can say. The receipts are here. Everything that happened is here. It's public information. You didn't rock nobody to sleep but yourself and your girlfriend because she ain't got no choice. I type too much because remember, I told him you type too much. Shut up. I type too much. You motherfuckers won't shut the fuck up. You want to go back and count them. See, that's how I know you are such a bitch. I don't know what he's talking about. I said, now you want a platform. You already pussied out once. You're worse than a fucking female. This is when he was asking in the comments. He said, bring me back on. I told him, you're melting right now. What you don't like is I came in your life, rocks OJ's ass to sleep, rock Jay's ass to sleep, and got him to say shit. He didn't say nothing that he ain't never said on my channel, you dumb bitch. You didn't ask, what do you think? You ask groundbreaking questions? You stupid. You can't ask groundbreaking questions. You're dumb. I said, rock who to sleep? You're fantasy land, man. I'm going to make you the content. Today you the content. You my bitch. Until further notice. Until I decide you're not. Until I used you up and I'm done with you. Rock to sleep. You're fantasy land. I'm going to make you the content. I emailed none. I love it. What? You email who? The feds? Apparently you don't realize I like drama. That's why I make my videos for bitch-ass coward pussies like you. You're the one that won't stop texting. Oh, this is him begging to come back on the show. All the receipts. We got receipts. Why? Because we don't trust you lying bitches. He said, I said, you're pretty dumb. You punked out of saying when everyone was listening, now you typing it. He said, Just goes to show your intelligence level. If I would have started in on him, he would have shut down just like you did every time I ask a question. Just gonna tell you how dumb you are. Papa, we treated you like a bitch. You were our dancing monkey. You're still our dancing monkey. He couldn't even handle simple questions. All he does is talk over everybody because he wants to be heard. Come on, people. Is that a man not oblivious to his own actions? Did Jay ever cut him off until... Because there's a point in there, and it was in my video, where Jay cut him off purposely, like, shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm talking. But every other time, it was this cocksucker that was interrupted. We got proof, don't we? How could this guy run from proof? But to say this just shows you how there's never enough evidence for a fool. I'll never convince him how stupid he is. Why? Because he said all he does is talk over everybody because he wants to be heard. He talked over him once. Shy, let's run it back. Put me back in with him. Never. You are unworthy. Your credibility is struck. We've already exposed you. You're a liar. You're not true. Empty. Nothing. Nobody. Be mad. I say you and he called me another bitch up here or something. I say you and everyone you love is a bitch. The joke's on you, dork. You ain't the first pussy that did time. I brought your boy, Jay, to sleep. You'll see. I rocked your boy to sleep. The joke's on you, bro. You played yourself. Said, shut up talking to me, dork. You rocked yourself to sleep and everyone saw you. Everyone saw what you are, goofy. I said, you're going to be on my channel, but not how you think. And guess what? He didn't show up tonight because he's a coward. Can't wait. Some GOS for you on 8UpJ. We're not going. It's not good. You're incapable of making something good. We don't check with cowards like you. And then this was this morning's message. You and your low IG followers.
No.
No, mommy's wait. Guess what, dickhead? I don't know how many IG followers you got or YouTube subscribers or none of that. You know why? Because I'm not obsessed with you like you are with me, you little whore. So my response to him was, you still talking? Shut up, bitch. Go find something to do. And that is the end of the exposing of this chapter. The end of this chapter of exposing Jason Votobek, the grifter, the fraud, the liar, amongst other things that we're going to look through some paperwork to see. All right, so you should get off the internet because the comments crushed you. Comments made you their bitch. Be nice to your girl. When she tells you you need therapy, she's not lying.